In the summer of 2012, a group inspired by the Occupy Wall Street movement, called the 99% Declaration, planned an event in Philadelphia. They would collectively write a set of grievances that would later be presented for redress to the U.S. government, as laid out in the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. Thousands participated online in discussions and planning. Over 800 said they would participate. Just over 75 attended. The following is a glimpse into that event, which they called the Continental Congress 2.0.
People. The people have the power. You are the people. The people have the power.
My name is Ross Holloway.
Steve C.K.
Stephen Kong.
I'm Craig Wood.
Miriam Ramirez.
My name is Michael Weiser.
This is Alex Easton Brown.
My name's Kristen Wilkerson.
My name is Deborah Corden.
My name is Tim Zarnicki.
My name is Robert Palumbo.
My name is Bobby Black.
Ed Farrenholz.
My name is Kat Wilson.
My name's Aaron Price.
My name is Michelle Rosenthal.
I'm Carol Bruyere.
My name's Edward Jenkins.
My name's Elliot Hochberg, and I'm a video director from Culver City, California.
I discovered the website for the 99% Declaration in October 2011 through a post on Facebook. I was excited by their plan to use the Constitution to try and address problems identified by Occupy Wall Street. Participants were invited to nominate themselves to be delegates to an event on July 4th weekend 2012 in Philadelphia. All you had to do was sign up, so I did. 2 delegates were to be selected from each congressional district by a vote of all participants in the 99% Declaration from that district. There was only one other candidate from my district, so I was guaranteed to attend. We each won the same number of votes. 1. When I arrived in Philadelphia, I didn't know what to expect. Everything seemed good at first. There was a check-in desk, then a line to get our voting machines. Then I entered the main ballroom. It was nearly empty. Just over 75 of the 800-plus delegates actually attended. Why? The original plan was to pay for all of the delegates to attend. Not enough money was raised, so those who couldn't afford to be there weren't. Others didn't attend because of drama in the months leading up to the event, disagreements about how the delegates were selected, and problems with the overall structure of the group. When the event finally began, things were a little discouraging.
If your device number is up there but your name is not up there, would you please go to the computer up in front?
Talk about what we shared.
It's easier for you to know who you are, and actually the number stays the same anyway, so.
The first problems were with the electronic voting system. It was confusing and at times didn't register the users properly. Then, someone asked whether or not there could be abstentions.
And if anyone thinks that such events are smooth going from start to finish, they're wrong. There is always a rocky road, sometimes a boring road in these events.
And if you press 1, yes, and then you press yes again, you actually remove your vote. So.
Is it necessary to have the no vote? Is it for these categories, can you just do yes and we'll count the percentage to see if there's enough to include it?
I actually want everybody to vote.
I believe the no vote is important because if people choose to abstain from the vote, that would also remove them from the quorum of the voting mass.
I just question why it has to be a yes or no, why there isn't an abstention category, because when not everything is black and white, all or nothing. And
I'm proposing that we move forward, and as we move forward, we have a vote, yes or no, no abstains, to whether we want to have an abstain added or not.
Will it register that they pressed a 3? Will it register at least that they pressed something? Is there a way to make it so that they will? Because then that could simply show that they had their abstention.
If my diction, my word choice is aggressive, I apologize. It's not towards any one person, but I become extremely frustrated with breaks in process. I become extremely frustrated with people are obstructing this from getting done by the deadline.
I want to thank everybody for their comments and bringing in different perspectives and more clarity to this issue. Okay, we are moving forward. Okay, we are now getting ready to vote so we can prioritize the categories.
Although it was a great concept, it really wasn't executed as well as we would have hoped it to be. We were hoping to have 700 delegates here, and only 70 showed up. I think if there had been a little better organization and a little bit more management, a little bit more team building, a little bit more dialogue and communication between the steering committee and the delegates, that there would have engendered a lot more enthusiasm.
The event got better once the discussion groups began. The goal was to boil down various grievances into text that could be read and submitted to Congress. The debate was earnest and lively. The problem was we simply didn't have enough time to get everyone's point of view included. It didn't help that not everyone understood the rules of the game.
Well, we still have had some rough spots, but my definition of a successful event is that no one has gotten killed.
There should be no major interruption or disruption of somebody who is speaking, and if that happens, continuous, if there's a structured move to have that happen, we will have those people removed.
They should ask him to leave, but his disruption now is causing that. He was voting with more than one voting pad, okay? So what we asked, what we said we were doing for this evening was that he would not be able to come to the speaker and speak for the rest of this evening. We were not evicting him, we were not telling him he could not participate. We weren't taking away his right to vote. We were taking away his ability to come to the voting, which he's done a lot.
You did not see the unfairness.
And he wasn't kicked out because he has a voting record. He was kicked out because he was disrupted.
I was expecting rancor and argument and all that, and that's come out.
When all the grievances had been voted on, a style committee rewrote them all to give them polish. Not everyone was happy with that process. But when it came time to march to Independence Square behind the 99% Declaration banner, everyone came together. Now that our differences were forgotten, we marched as one group with the expectation of presenting our grievances at the steps of Independence Hall. However, after a lengthy discussion with National Park officials, it turned out that our permit wasn't for Independence Hall.
There's a hardtop area. Okay, that was the area that you guys were permitted for. Yeah.
Instead, in 100-degree heat, we presented our grievances here.
And the choices of romantic partners must not be restricted by the government. Our country imprisons more people per capita than any other country in the world to feed the profits of...
What did I learn from this event? I learned that an event like this takes more than passion and inspiration. It takes planning, patience, and communication. In the wake of the dissolution of the 99% Declaration group, it's hard to say if the event was a success.
I personally believe that the story is about this learning process that we have to go through in order to participate in our democracy, and it's not easy and it's not quick. And to try to make it easy and quick, especially in our age of digital where we can have things in our pocket and know things right away, it doesn't mean that people change the way they think, the way they want to be respected, the way they want to communicate, and the way they want to be heard. And if nothing else, I hope that this documentary demonstrates that and inspires other people to think really hard about how they're approaching communicating with groups of people to make changes in the world they live in.
But in the end, I'm glad I went. Parts were boring, parts were frustrating, but I came away knowing that we live in a country where citizens can gather together and try and make a difference. Despite the deep divides in our country, I came away happy that people still have hope.
We will be heard! We will be heard! And in time... Pushing through obstacles, overcoming setbacks, and basking in our hard-won victories, we will restore our democracy.
We will restore our democracy.